Over 70 different changes, ARK 2 character mockery, and a scorched earth ascension that could have been. You're right kids, it's Raasclark and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So a huge big patch dropped on PC just now. How big we don't know. Steam didn't seem to give me that opportunity to see what size the update was, although it did take a short while to download, and it downloaded something. What exactly that was, we aren't really quite sure. It's noted in the patch notes we've received over 70 different fixes across all maps. What those fixes were though, we just don't know. The devs haven't said. There's nothing in the finer details to allude to what exactly this has fixed, and we're just left to our own devices to ponder, wonder and guess. It's certainly not any new breeding dinos like I was kind of hoping, but there is some new big thing being added and continued to be added to and developed throughout the year, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But to finish off the patch notes, we got a King Dinopithecus trophy disappearing issue on session restart resolved, various boss trophies from being able to be transferred to prevent them from disappearing, and a bug issue whilst fishing from a canoe, and another exploit down. Many more to go. Now the new addition to ARK. If you join Genesis Part 1 or 2 and go to your HLNA Hexagon shop, you will find at the lower part of the shop a bunch of cosmetics available for you to purchase with your Hexagon points. Right now it's just the Love Evolved cosmetics and emotes at a pretty cheap sum of 2,000 Hexagon points per skin. You don't get 2 times, you only get 1 time, despite it saying 2 times. Bizarrely, when I was buying these, emotes go up to a nice cheeky round 20,000, and this is all that you've got at the moment. But don't panic, there is more of this coming your way, and maybe coming very soon. As noted in the patch notes, as we enter into our last year of events on ARK 1, we will be adding the associated cosmetics to the Hexagon store once each event. Speaking of, we've added the Love Evolved cosmetics, as of course we already know, and all of the event content will be added to the PC game at the end of the year cycle of events, so they can be opted into for our PC unofficial server owners and players. And console players will be able to grab all event cosmetics from the Hex store. Interesting wordplay there, that event content is used for PC and event cosmetics is used for console. What does that mean? What is PC getting that console isn't in terms of event content? I'm guessing it's perhaps things like being able to spawn the Dodo Rex. Maybe it's that there's obviously a memory limitation issue when it comes to console. You're at least getting cosmetics, and throughout this year we are going to see all of them out there being added as we reach the end of the year. And surprisingly, this is the first time I think the devs have finally addressed that this is the end of ARK. I know. First time I've ever heard the devs kind of confirm that ARK 1 is coming to an end through these patch notes. And does that mean that this year we will be only seeing ARK 1? Words to think about. When the rest of them drop, they don't say, but I'm going to guess as the events roll out, we will see each and every cosmetic drop and stay in that Hexagon store as and when. And it's great news to unofficial server owners out there being able to customize your Hexagon stores to include all of this as well. How you do this, they haven't alluded to. Guessing it's going to be a config setting, in which case, are console going to have that opportunity? I can't see why they wouldn't. It does still just say PC unofficial. It's all very much PC as well. Of course, this patch isn't on console just yet. I think they're just trialing it with PC to make sure everything's okay before they roll it out to console. And that's it. I gotta be honest, I was expecting bigger things, but you know, Hexagon stores are a great thing to have if you're unofficial or anywhere and you missed out on those events. You can get stuck in, buy those right here, right now, and the rest of them when they do appear too. So something was let out of the ARK 2 closet, out into the wild, into Twitter, telling us ARK 2 characters will look like this. No, they won't. But a lot of you bought into it. I was kind of had as well. It was our very own Mr. Bam. You may know him. He's one of the OG ARK content creators out there that a lot of you go to, especially for your source of comedic value in a PvP scenario. But the big ARK 2 News Twitter page seemingly took this as gospel and sent it out, shared it out for even more people to see. A lot of people out there that I think we need to cover do think this is an official Twitter page. Now, it's not. Whilst I certainly do respect that ARK 2 is jumping on board with all the news that they can and putting it out there, they're not affiliated or related to Wildcard, sharing news as best as they can, just like myself. And it was pretty much shunned and condemned and confirmed by some of the devs. Where was he? Our very own Kudiko's, the cinematic producer at Studio Wildcard for ARK and ARK 2, replied with absolutely not. And a few other people jumped on board to shun this being official ARK 2 news. It's not. It's great though. I certainly do applaud the work and effort that went into this wonderful creation, and it gets better. Bam shared even more work in this same style, such as this one, a fantastic thumbnail, and credited the person behind the scenes, running by the name of Flame Renders, a 3D artist as they certainly appear to be, creating some high definition depth. Look at it! Tears rolling. Oh, it's good work, mate. It's good work, and you certainly deserve the credit for fooling everybody with your little collab with Bam. And well done to the pair of you for fooling a lot of people, but no, it's not. This is not ARK 2. There's no new news about ARK 2, so don't get too excited yet. It seems like this is going to be all about ARK 1 this year. I really do think it is. I think we're going to see it out, and it's good to see that the devs are starting to acknowledge that this is the final year of ARK. Wow. Mr. Craig Brown, we've talked about him plenty of times before, the lead designer on ARK 2, holy crap, as he says himself, shared something and it was really cool to see, and also vaguely spoke about it himself. A content creator slash cinematic genius put this Scorched Earth Ascension trailer together as something that, you know, we've always wanted. There's so many out there that wanted a Scorched Earth trailer in their lives, and this is just a fantastic take on it. There's been a few out there that I've seen, and I've got to say, this one certainly takes the biscuit. It is well made. What is criminal about this is the subs, 140. So please do go and show your support to, honestly, a cinematic we should have got in our lives. Go watch it. I'll leave a link in the description and hit that subscribe button. You know they deserve it. But Craig Brown shed some light about this. That himself, and I'm guessing more of the development team, are payés that they weren't allowed to go back and add an ending cinematic for SE. And it boils down to, they can't allude exactly, they can't confirm in writing this is why, and I kind of get why, that it was a time and technical issue. My assumption is by the time Island 1's story was all fleshed out, they was already well into development of Aberration. They couldn't go back to Scorched Earth, it had already been done, and that was it. It was an ever ongoing cycle to chase the next map. They couldn't return to this, and there seems to be a lot of concerns over if they ever did, it would create so many bugs. They seem to just not have the capability to execute this. So this right here is the closest you are ever going to get. It very much seems they aren't going to include this. It's good to hear at least some confirmation that we aren't going to see that now, but you get this. Go and just play this once you've completed Scorched Earth, maybe, if you need that cinematic quality completion in your life. But it's worth checking out either way. Just go do it, link in the description. And that's your lot for today. I think a lot of us had far too high expectations on what this was going to be. First time the devs have really warned us of a patch, and I guess I was expecting something more, but there weren't no teasers going out about anything, so it was just us making up our own dreams and being let down. Letting ourselves down, which is the worst way to get let down. But I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, do comment below. And are you excited for this HLNA store? Are you going to get involved with it? Are you going to get involved with unofficial servers, configuring this to your own delights? Are you looking forward to everything being included within it? Could be a cool thing. And how crazy, sad, insane is it that ARK 1 is now coming to a close this year. It's now been addressed by the devs. This is our last year playing ARK 1. Well, for those that want to jump into ARK 2 and seem to need an Xbox or PC to do so. My name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always, peace out.